Hi guys, for those of you that are new, my name is Marissa, also known as Homemaking with Marissa. And in today's video, I am going to be talking about my 5 tips for ways to reduce stress during virtual learning. We have been doing 100% virtual learning since March of 2020, though it wasn't really an established, well thought out routine, I would say, until this school year. So it didn't really, I live in Oregon, school started at the end of September, and there was really a shift within the school district where they had a better system for virtual learning this school year. So while we did it at the end of last year, I don't feel like it was a very accurate representation of what the virtual learning has been like. Now, I have a first grader who I'm going to be focusing on in this video. I also have a child that's in 10th grade. He is extremely self-sufficient. He doesn't ask much of me. He is introverted, so he's not struggling as much with some of the emotions tied to not being at school. Now, don't get me wrong, he absolutely wants to be back in school, but I feel like this video is geared more towards people who have younger children who are really struggling with not understanding why they can't go to school and feeling really burnt out by the constant demands of virtual learning, constantly being in front of technology. Not to say that older kids aren't struggling, because I absolutely believe that for a lot of children they are. However, in my particular household, the focus as far as mitigating stress has really been on our first grader. I have found that with the younger kids, they are far more limited in their understanding of the situation, and for me that's been intentional. I have intentionally not told my first grader very much information about what's going on in the world because I don't want him to be scared. He is one that would fret about it, and I just don't want to add that additional angst to him and burden him with that if in my mind it's no way beneficial to give him the extra information. Now, on the flip side of that, they don't completely understand why we're doing all of this and why they can't just go to school. When you're watching this video, it's important to me that you know that I do not have it all figured out, and we have breakdowns in my house and we have hard days, and these are just things that can help alleviate that. But we do not have it all figured out. I don't think that anyone has it all figured out. These are just things that I have come up with to make our life a little bit less stressful during virtual learning. My first tip is to prepare the night before. As much as you can prepare the night before, you should. Make sure that the tablets are charged. Make sure that breakfast is figured out. Pull out the kids' clothing. Make sure that their school supplies are in order. Make sure that there is a relaxing environment for them and that nothing feels frantic. And this is a priority of mine even when my kids are going to school. I hated that rushed feeling as a child of being pushed out the door and hurry, 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 hurry. I don't want my kids to feel that. I think it's stressful, and by and large, it's just poor planning on the part of us parents that we either didn't wake up early enough or we didn't plan enough ahead, that we created that stressful environment in the morning that hurry, 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 get your shoes, do this. Have you had breakfast? Have you brushed your teeth? It just doesn't need to be this heightened level of stress first thing in the morning. I don't think that anybody likes that, especially children. As much as you can plan the night before will make the morning that much smoother. Number 2 is to have a specific area for supplies and a specific area every single day where the child sits for their learning. I have done an entire virtual classroom tour. My house is not big. I do not have room for an entire classroom. I took a corner of my living room and I turned it into a classroom. I will link that video above. I have an entire playlist full of social distancing parenting tips, and that'll be linked in the description box down below if you want more information on these specific things and how I've got them set up. We have a specific classroom in our living room that he sits at every single day. We call it his classroom, and I think that having a designated area that is not their bedroom has been beneficial for him. I think that if my first grader was in his bedroom all day, it would be difficult for him to differentiate between bedtime and playtime and school time. I think that having a separate area, if it's possible, like I said, my house is not very big, so I do think that everyone could create an area like this if it was a priority. And having something that's just, this is where you do schoolwork and you don't do anything else there, has been really beneficial for him. We also have a designated area for supplies. He has a caddy that holds crayons and pencils and pencil sharpeners, glue and scissors. When he's doing a task with his class, he's not having to scramble to figure out where the colored pencils are and where the pencils are and where the erasers are and where the crayons are. He just has everything that's in this caddy that allows him to feel prepared during each class. We also have a separate caddy that holds all of the workbooks that the school has sent home. He knows all the workbooks are in here. If he needs a workbook, it's in that designated bin. If he needs a school supply, it's in the designated bin. We pull them out every day and put them into his classroom, that he feels like he is prepared and ready for school. If they were in a classroom, they would have their own supply boxes. They would have their own desk that would hold their supplies. As many things that we can do to replicate the school environment, I have found to be very beneficial. Number 3, we have implemented Fun Friday. Every single Friday, I get the kids donuts and we have a little bin my first grader can pick a prize out of on Fridays. Sometimes I'll play a game with him, just something that he can look forward to. And he knows, we have a calendar on the wall, he knows every Friday he gets a donut, which is never something that we bought. I never bought donuts for my kids prior to this lockdown. This is something that has been implemented just during this distance learning. It's something that he can feel like there is something outside of the ordinary that he is getting out of this that he would not be getting in a normal school environment. And as minimal as getting donuts is, it really has been something that he looks forward to. Number 4 is allowing your children to feel upset and allowing them to feel sad. I think as parents, we constantly get into this urge to just fix our children's problems rather, and find a way to make them stop crying or stop being upset. At the end of the day, this situation is very taxing on children. It's hard for them, it's confusing for them, and it's okay for them to be upset. It's okay for them to be sad. It's okay for them to cry. It's okay for them to have breakdowns. It's okay for them to feel like they're angry about it. Those are perfectly healthy, normal feelings, and I think if we reflect as adults, we have felt sadness related to this situation, we have felt stress, we have felt anger, we have felt frustration. All of these emotions we feel as adults given the set of circumstances that we're all in, and it's completely unrealistic to think that our children aren't going to feel them too. Now, it's not a daily thing. My son is not upset and crying every single day, but if he is upset and if he is crying, I try to listen to him, and then we try to problem solve together. You know, what's getting you upset, and what can we do to make this a less stressful situation? What can we do to make this a little bit easier for you? Most of the time, just listening is enough. And he just wants to get out his frustration and then is perfectly happy and content to just move on with his day. And number 5 is to try to incorporate some sort of outdoor time every single day. My first grader, I live in Oregon, it's cold, it's raining, he is not always super excited to go outside every day. But they send the kids out for recess for a reason. It is good for them to get some vitamin T, to get some fresh air, to run, to get their energy out, and to not feel so cooped up. I have a play structure in my backyard and an open area of grass and just send him outside every single day for, sometimes he's out there for an hour, sometimes he's out there for 15 minutes. It doesn't really matter how long they're outside. It's just the act of getting outside, running around, getting some fresh air every single day, and we call it recess in my house. It's been unbelievably beneficial for him to have that time and just not feel like he's contained to the inside of this house every single day. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and haven't done so already, you can subscribe by clicking on my face here. I will attach my entire playlist full of social distancing parenting tips here, as well as an additional video for you here. I hope you're all staying happy and healthy. Bye!